Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us at our first GEG Dubai event. We are so glad to have so many people joining us in from all over the world, but especially all of our people here in the Middle East and in Dubai. Thank you and welcome. All right, well, we've got a fantastic lineup for you this evening, so I hope you're ready, and please throw in some comments in the chat, ideas, suggestions, ask any sort of random question, appropriate, of course. It is still a Google session, and we would love to get back with you and connect and begin this whole new journey as GEG Dubai. Thank you very much. So to get started, just what is GEG Dubai? You know, this really sprung from a community of educators, like a group of us getting together and wanting to do what we could to help teachers, especially during these crazy times in the pandemic, and work on making teaching not so difficult right now, which is pretty hard to do, I have to say. So let's just try to work together and see what we can do on getting through the rest of 2020 school year. Educators who inspire and empower each other. This is where we bring people together for encouragement, support, ask questions, and best of all, celebrating. Connect through meetups, monthly sessions, social media, and again, just everything we can do to share, learn, and collaborate. All right, here is the amazing GEG Dubai launch team. Woo! So excited for this group of people. So we have coming from GEG, but EMEA, the regional global group is Georgina Dean. We have Murtaza. He'll be coming on talking about Google certification, level 1 and 2. We have Isra coming in for our trainer top tips. Samuel is going to give us that investigation into the Innovator Inspiration, one of, I think, only 2 or 3 innovators in all of Dubai area. So thank you for coming on, Samuel. And then we have Mahmoud coming on to show us about coaching certification. I'm interested in this one because it's the one I don't have. So to make my Google mantelpiece full and complete, I'm going to need to get this Google coaching. So stay tuned for that one. We have Evo. Evo is a celebrity in his own right, and he will be helping us with establishing education communities. And then no GEG would be complete without the A, B, I, and the D to wrap things up and bring that little dash of British humor to the end of our session tonight. So if you would like to stay tuned for that, it's at the end, as most things with Abid should be at the end. So here we go for the next little bit. I'm going to be discussing with you the power of a PLN. And I have to tell you, this incredible journey of international teaching and Google and everything all began with a random tweet back in 2013. And this PLN is a professional learning network. I very much appreciate the learning aspect. Why would you want one? Well, why wouldn't you? But definitely to collaborate, to get ideas, networking, meeting people. It's where I go. As soon as I need help on lessons, the first thing I do is go on Twitter and type in the question or start asking people on various Facebook education groups. Learning, getting certifications, getting input, resources for workshops, and celebrating. This is always where I can go when something great happened. A lesson didn't completely fail, which for that one this year was amazing. I definitely appreciate my PLN. How do you get one? It takes some time to build. It's taken me since 2013, so about 7 years, 7.5, to really get it to where I have just the most amazing group of educators, and it grows every day. But it doesn't have to take you 7 years. It's one of those amazing things that keeps growing and developing as you put into it. But definitely my beginnings were Twitter. I started following really educators and authors that I knew and I felt connected with and supported their work. And then I kind of cheat. I look on who they follow and I start following whoever they follow. If they're going to give their time and energy to somebody, that's the person I want to follow as well. Finally, tagging. Anytime I'm reading an author's book, I tag the author. I look at what hashtags they use to promote their work. And then if you can possibly join a Twitter chat, that's going to be an amazing way for you to connect. More on this coming up. So, like I started to say, my journey began with a pirate on the high seas. And this pirate might be known to some of you as Mr. Dave Burgess. Maybe he's tuning in from San Diego. It would be 6 a.m. his time, but maybe he's kind of an up and at 'em kind of guy. But it was July 13th that I was reading Teach Like a Pirate and managed to snap some shots, posted it, tagged it, and within minutes, he responded. And that was the moment I realized that Twitter wasn't just for posting about breakfast and posting about, an afternoon run, although those are great. And I do post food pictures, I will just say. But that was when I realized the power of a PLN. That instantly this author was able to connect back with me and was a little bit starstruck. From there, I was able to start in some Idaho Ed Chats. Miss Janet Avery out of Twin Falls, Idaho was my mentor in this. The best thing was when Robert Marzano was presenting at a conference for administrators in Boise. And I saw Janet's post about it on Twitter and I reached out to her. I was like, what? How is Robert Marzano here? And I'm not. And it was only for administrators and she was superintendent. She's like, come on down, I'll get you in. So I drove down to where they were holding this conference and she kind of snuck me in the back door. Not really, I just walked in. But I met her in person for the first time as I'm watching legends up on the stage. So just for the sake of communicating and connecting locally as well, just opens the door to opportunities you would never expect. I will be dropping a link in the chat here of where you can get some of these additional links and Twitter chats and know where to go and check them out based on your time zone. This is Mr. Andrew Caffrey here from Google doing his own spiel on Twitter chat. So definitely some powerful stuff here. And finally, it's as a result of my PLN that I connected with amazing Google people. And I became a Google Innovator in September of 2019 in Singapore. So I really hope all the rest of you are able to find something that will help with your learning adventure and journey as well. All right, I'm going to hand it over to our next person, Miss Georgina Dean. Miss Georgina, come on down. Hey, lady.
Hey, Karen, and hello to everybody joining the GEG Dubai launch. How you doing?
Woo!
Can we get a show of hands, please, in the chat for this lovely leader, Karen, and her awesome team that you guys are going to meet very soon. I'm really, really excited, and thank you for your hospitality today, Karen, to introduce you guys to the EMEA team. And so to the right, we can see here we have some of the GEGs that are active currently in our region. EMEA stands for Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And so I am a mentor supporting these GEGs getting started with their Googly journey across Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So we also have the three newest GEGs, including GEG Dubai, is also GEG Abu Dhabi and GEG Jeddah, who are also joining the crew. And so what does it mean to be a GEG community? So as a Google educator group, it's basically all about community. And so everybody is working together to support the Googly vision of Grow with Google. So what does that mean to grow with Google? Well, it means to use the Google apps creatively and innovatively across the curriculum in K-12 schools, higher ed, etc. However, we can support education to be inspiring and to help solve the amazing problems that are happening in the world that we know that our students and our educators can support them to do. So using the Googly apps in Googly ways is all about what a GEG community is about. So I would strongly recommend you guys to connect with all the different GEGs that are on the right-hand side. and help us grow with Google across the region in Middle East, Europe, and Africa. And also connect, and how can we inspire? How can we empower? How can we share the mission and the values, and how can we learn from each other? So Karen, you're going to hear from a bunch of amazing people from GEG Dubai in the next few minutes, and this is the place where you can start to grow with Google across the region. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, connect with all of Karen's team, follow their journey. I know from us down here at GEG Amman, where I'm currently leading here in Jordan, we're also going to be following and supporting the team as well. So Karen, we're super excited for you. Congratulations to you and to all the amazing ed tech leaders that are going to come up on the call now. And yeah, join Grow with Google, guys. Get your googly on, as I like to say, and let's get to it.
Yay, thank you so much, Georgina. You're excellent. Next up is my right-hand man, Murtaza. Hey, how are you?
Hi, Karen. Hello, everyone. Thank you. And thank you, Karen, for starting this GEG Dubai. And thank you, Georgina, for helping and supporting us and getting us started today. My name is Murtaza. I've been living here in Dubai for almost 6 years, and I've started my Google journey a little late in 2020 when I saw educators really going online and needing support. I'm a teacher trainer, and I have completed my level 1 and level 2 of the Google Education certification. So what is these level 1 and level 2, and why do we need that? Level 1 is basically your own skills of how we use Google in our day-to-day life. So it's just knowing these skills and just applying for a badge, but it also helps you to be more confident on the tools you've mastered. Okay. It's a $15 fee, which is valid over 3 years. You get an amazing badge and a certificate. It's a 3-hour online exam, so make sure you have a bottle of water. And there's an 80% cutoff with that. So the exam is divided into 2 major parts. One is multiple choice questions. A quick tip: when you're in the training center, which is linked on the slide below, you will be having some practice questions, and that should get you through the multiple choice question. The second part is the scenario-based questions, and these are pretty your regular teaching activities you do. A great learning tool. The second part, which is the advanced level for learning, the certification 2, it's more about the modification and redefinition of your lesson plans and your learning. So you go more deeper with the Google tools, and you explore newer tools like Google Expedition and Google Earth, which you may not have done. It's a $24 fee, which is again valid for 3 years, and that's more based on the multiple choice questions. Make sure when you're giving these exams, you have access to a webcam and a laptop. The other part of this certification is not just the badge, it's the learning which is there in the training center. So in the training center, you would be able to see what other educators are using these tools and how they are using the tools, and some scenario-based questions to help you understand and learn different perspective of different educators. So make sure you go through these the learning center and all the skills mentioned there, and you're good to go for level 1 and level 2, which would then take you to the next part, which is the trainers, and that will be taken by Miss Isra. All the best, everyone, and looking forward to seeing you for the GEG Dubai.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isra Lulu, and I promise Lulu is my family name. I'm a Google for Education certified trainer, and training is my life. Being a Google certified trainer is the most rewarding thing that I've done in this past year. Being part of this passionate group of professionals is very interesting and provides an awesome resource and community. We collaborate and learn from each other on daily basis, as there's so much information that really helps upskill me as a Google user, educator, and a trainer. Now, let's talk more about the prerequisite. But before I do so, someone once told me that a good trainer a good trainer is the one who trains trainees to be good trainers. So from here, I'm going to share some tips to be a Google certified trainer. But before I do so, I've included the link to the Teacher Center at the bottom of the slide. All right, at the bottom of this slide, so you can get all the information about being a Google for Education certified trainer. Now, to be a Google certified trainer, you, first of all, you need to be a, sorry. All right. Okay. You need to be a Google certified, to be a Google certified trainer, you need to pass the Google for Education Level 1 exam. And the exam, as Murtaza said, is 2 to 3 hours, and it assesses your ability to integrate Google for Education tools successfully into your teaching practice. The second requirement is to pass Google for Education Level 2 exam, and it's also 2 to 3 hours long, and it indicates that you can integrate a wider range of Google for Education tools and other technologies to transform your teaching practice. The third requirement is to complete the trainer course. And there in the trainer course, you will have different modules that you need to complete. And then it takes you from 6 to 8 hours. But since it's a self-paced course, then it depends on the time you spend on each module. So these modules will provide instructions on creating inspiring training plans and helping you as an educator to use transformative Google technologies. Once you're done with the modules, then you can go ahead and take the assessment. Now, the trainer assessment is basically 25 multiple choice questions and matching, and you will have up to 90 minutes to complete the assessment. Once you're done, you will receive a trainer skills where you need to submit with your application later on. Now, the fifth step, which is the last step, is to film a trainer video. And here you need to film 3 minutes video introducing yourself as a trainer. Now let's go to some tips while filming a video. First of all, don't go simple. While filming the video, don't go simple. Can we go back to the previous slide, please? Yes. Don't go simple. Throw yourself out there and show off all your Googly skills. In the first minute, you need to explain why you want or wish to be a Google certified trainer, why you're so Googly and unique. Basically, you need to show your personality and style. In the 2 minutes later, you need to demonstrate one of the G Suite tools in an innovative and cool way. Don't forget to speak clearly and slowly enough that you can be understood. Video is 3 minutes limit or less, so don't exceed this limit. Make the video viewable, or the link for the video viewable for everyone with the link. You can double check by trying this on an incognito window. Now let's move to submitting the application. It's time to submit your application, but before you do so, you need to be prepared, organized, and then you need to obtain feedback. First of all, when we say be prepared, you need to have at least 5 Googly trainings under your belt. You need to be organized by documenting all of these trainings, and then obtain feedback by having your attendees fill out an evaluation or feedback forms, as it's good for you as a trainer to know your audience and how do you feel about how do they feel about your training session, and it will help you improve as a trainer and become a better trainer. So all you need to do is to be prepared, organize, and then obtain feedback. Now, when you submit, when you apply, you need to make sure that all the links that you've included in your application are public again, not restricted, so whoever reviews your application can access them directly. You need to, if you want to double check, you can try them on an incognito window, and then you need to fill out all the application and don't skip or miss any of the parts. Double check again after you submit the application, as the application is quite long one, and you need to put a lot of information there. So make sure that you go through the application again after you submit. Now, when you're accepted, you can submit your application now, and after you're accepted, Now it's time to celebrate. You can take your career into a next level. You get the certified trainer badge. You can wear it with full pride as it's the recognition of your expertise and training experience. And it took you a lot of work to reach here. You gain access to special resource and material. So here you need to prepare your inbox as you are going to join an elite group of Google certified trainers. And this group is the best resource of information, help, support in the whole world, as they are on all the time, and then you are going to learn on hourly basis, if not daily basis. Now you are going to be visible on Google for Education trainer directory, where you are going to be published there, and then people can go and look up for trainers, innovators, and courses there. You are also going to get a free license to Google for Education suite, so you can run your personal domain and then install it and then run it as a school and then get benefit of this while you train other people. And the most important thing is that you are going to get an exclusive look at new Google products. And imagine how amazing is this. And then many other benefits and perks. That's it for trainer. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Isra. Woo! So many buttons clicking around here. Thank you so much. We
Yes.
appreciate it. All right. I believe that up next we have, nope, Samuel. Just kidding. There we go. Woo! Hi, Samuel. How you doing?
How are you? Good.
Good. Thank you. All right, Samuel, take it away.
Yeah. So Karen asked me to share my journey as an innovator and to actually inspire or try to inspire people to join in. And this is my beginning of. The beginning of the journey started when I implemented Google Apps for Education for my school. So I deployed the whole thing back in 2014, and this was my first training that I did, enabling true real-time device agnostic collaboration through Google Apps for Education. That was in November 2014. That got me really hooked, and I pursued becoming a Google certified trainer. So I did that in 2016, I believe, if I can have the next slide. Yeah, May 2016. And this was my video. I wish I had the powerful advice that Israel has given. Actually, that was my second video. The first video got rejected. So in the end, the second time around, I got it. So one thing that you need to do is persevere, okay? But I think with the tips of Isra, you are in a good track, in a really good track. The previous slide was my application for Google Innovator. I thought, okay, I'm a trainer. I use Google Apps for every day. I have this interesting project. What can I do with it? So I applied to become a Google certified innovator. I applied the first time, and because of the difference in time schedules, I was applying actually 1 hour after the deadline was met. So I couldn't apply. And then the second time around, I prepared my video the very last night again, because we are busy. And I got applied. I got accepted, and I traveled to Mexico in 2016, and this is part of my cohort there. And then for the following year, I had a mentor, and I was able to. He was helping me to make my project become a reality. 2 years later, I was asked, and I was honored to be a coach for these people. Well, for some of these people anyway, for 6 of them, at the Google Trainer Academy, Google Teacher Academy, sorry, in Spain in 2018. And through the following year, I was able to mentor a couple of them. So it was like part of giving back to the community. And the best part of being a trainer is precisely that. It's the community. This is one of the pictures that I chosen of the many, many pictures that I've seen whenever someone from my cohort or someone from the other cohort that I coached, when we are in the same city, we meet and we have super interesting conversations. And if we are not in the same city, there's chats, there's Google, we have a Hangouts, and that's buzzing always. And that's whenever I need help, I go for them. And I also go to the forum and the innovator that the innovators have, and there's always people willing to help. So that's definitely the best part, and that's why you should apply for that. I don't know if that's your experience, Karen.
Yes, 100% agree. I was so lucky to be living in Singapore when the academy was there. So I kind of missed out on the travel, but so many people coming from around the world to Singapore. I got to kind of play hostess and take them around. And I'll tell you what, there still is some video with Steph Rothstein and I dancing that just should not see the light of day anymore. I'll just put it that way. But it was all Chris Smith's fault with getting a party bus there. I mean, just there it is. So yes, definitely one of the best experiences of my life. And I don't know about you, Samuel, I definitely had that imposter syndrome. I showed up on day one and I came home and told my husband, I just shouldn't even go back to day two. I'm like, I don't belong there. These people are so amazing. They're so much better than I am at everything. And yeah, I went back for day two and realized we all just had things, we contributed in different ways. So what I thought as lacking in myself, I realized I was able to bring something that others didn't necessarily have. Did you experience that as well?
Yeah, and I think most of us did. Yeah. That's a very common thing.
Yep, that imposter syndrome thing is real. Let me tell you what. Well, thank you very much, Samuel. I appreciate you taking time to share your experience. Hope to see you again. And now we have Mahmoud. Right?
Thank you.
Did I get it?
Thank you, Karen. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and thank you all for attending this amazing event. My name is Mahmoud Hammash. I work as a teacher development coach, and this year, I was certified as the first Google certified coach in the Middle East and Africa. And today, I will try my best to introduce you to this program and answer these three questions: what, why, and how. So let's go to the first question. Next slide, please, Karen. So the first question we will be speaking about, what is the Google Certified Coach Program? Next slide, please. So the Google Certified Coach Program is a program that empowers instructional coaches or technology coaches to work on one-to-one basis with teachers to drive impactful technology use in their schools. So the most important point in this program and the way that this program is creating impact is through providing one-to-one coaching with teachers. So it's different from the training program where you normally provide PLCs, BDs, or training sessions to a group of teachers. In this program, you are working with a teacher in a one-to-one coaching session. So this is the main way of impacting the teaching process through this program. So this is the first question. This is the first answer for our first question. Let's go to the next slide, please. So now let's speak about why. Why coaching? Why coaching is important? As you all know, coaching is very important because it is personalized, where you are creating impact working with teachers based on their needs and on their school situation. If you know that there are more than 42,000 instructional coaches in US only, and more than 50% increase in courses taught in technology when coaching is involved. And just in the COVID situation, all the schools that had coaches always felt that they can handle the move to the remote learning easily. But if you want to really see the impact, let's go to the next slide and see this picture. So if we look at this picture and you can compare coaching to other kinds of professional development, you will see that coaching, based on the research, it has like more effect than all of the other ways of like impacting teachers. So the percentage of teachers who will take what you give them through development or through professional development is so much higher in coaching than all the other ways, through theory or demonstration or even practice. So this is the answer for why coaching is important, but why this program as a Google certified coach is important. My work as a coach and working with teacher, I was always looking for the perfect coaching program for teachers. And I did participate in different coaching programs. I did get certified in many of them. But to say the truth, I didn't find what I was looking for until I found this program. This program is so special because of two reasons. The first one, if you click on the slide, yes, the first one, this curriculum of coaching is created by teachers. Google created this program based on teacher work. After that, it piloted it in schools for 2 years in 140 schools. For 2 years, it created a huge research around that, and the result of that research is the curriculum that we have right now for the coaching program. The second important thing, it is working in coaching cycles with teachers, starting from the first point to identify the challenge that the teacher is having in his classroom. So imagine that you are working with teachers on what exactly they need. So this is the answer for the second question. Let's go and answer the third question. How can you be a Google certified coach? So the process is very simple, and there are 4 steps to follow. Let's start with the step. The first step, you need to be a Google certified educator level 1 and level 2. And if you are asking, okay, maybe you are interested and you don't have the level 1 and level 2, my advice is start working on the coaching curriculum, start studying it, and work to get level 1 and level 2 with time. So this is the first step. The second step is you need to complete a coaching curriculum that I will be putting the link for that in the comments. And after that, you have to pass a skill assessment. One important note for all of you there: this coaching program is designed to grow with you through the school year. So I receive many questions from people who are asking me, how can I finish it as soon as possible? Can I finish it in 2 weeks, or how much time it will take me? My advice: study the coaching curriculum, start directly implementing it with teachers. Don't submit anything at least before you finish 1 coaching cycle, or at least 2 coaching cycles with teachers. Do enjoy the program, enjoy it, learn as much as you can from it, and increase your awareness about the situation. The third step, prepare. You have to prepare the files you need to send. So you need to prepare a short video, 3 artifacts, and a letter from your administrator, a reference letter. And after that, you will be ready to submit your work, and I wish you all the best. So thank you, Karen, for having me. And if you need any questions, you always can reach to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you joining and coming on. Like I said, that's the
Thank you.
badge I don't have. So I'm definitely going to be following up with you on that. Thank you again. I appreciate it. All right. The next one on our docket, on our lineup, is Mr. Evo. I do have to say, he's a celebrity in his own right. I was introduced to him through a mutual friend before I even came to Dubai. And it was when my good friend Laura Staple appeared on his show, I was like, nah, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I reach out and see what this guy's about. So welcome, Evo. How are you doing?
Karen. Yeah, good. How are you doing?
Good. Just keeping it going, man. It's great.
Love the energy. Loving the energy, guys. Loving the energy.
All right. So tell us a little bit about what you do to build education communities.
Okay. Well, I mean, first of all, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to connect with people, both part of the Google network and obviously other people who are tuning in. My name is Ivo Hanan. I've been teaching for 20 years now. And as Karen might have mentioned just then, and she had previously mentioned before, the importance of developing a PLN. I love promoting design, student agency, and innovation in the classroom, but I'm a big promoter of connecting educators globally. And this started really about maybe 2 years ago when I first started to use Twitter properly. I realized that my PLN existed only in Dubai, a place where I've been located for the last 14 years now. And I wanted to expand it. And again, very similar to what Karen has shared about reaching out and others reaching out. Over the last couple of years, I've not only managed to connect with people across the globe, but again, similar to what Karen said, I'm very fortunate to now be able to call some of these people my friends. And connecting to communities, it's just become such a powerful part of my life. And the awesome educators, including the ones that are part of this launch, they just inspire so many ideas. So I would really promote this for anyone who's tuning in. The best way to develop, or the biggest reason, should I say, to develop your PLN is that it inspires new ideas when you get support from other educators from across the globe. You realize that what you're, first of all, it helps you understand what you're doing and just how well you're doing things, and it inspires you to take other things on, whether it be using Google tools or other ideas that will enable you to continue to grow. As mentioned before, taking part in Twitter chats can sometimes help you connect with people across the globe. There are multiple Twitter chats that are taking place every day on Twitter using hashtags. Check them out. There are, there's probably about 15 to 20 that take place from various locations around the world. So check those out and jump into those, and that will help you learn, develop, and grow. You don't have to be someone who is ed tech savvy. You just have to be someone who, as an educator, wants to grow, wants to learn, and wants to continue to professionally develop. It enables you to get new perspectives. Certainly during the lockdown period, I learned a lot about what other teachers are experiencing and some of the apps they were using and some of the pieces of software they were using that I could then bring in and use in my classroom to inspire my students and enhance my learning. So through connecting with others, it's taken me all over the world as well. I've managed to do some speaking opportunities in various parts, which has been absolutely awesome. It's also enabled me to launch education ideas. And during lockdown, I actually managed to also launch a live global education talk show on YouTube called Ed Talks Live, connecting people from around the world within hot topics of conversation. Karen has actually been part of one of the shows, which has been awesome. And then so one of the last things I want to say is if you are reaching out and you're stuck on where to start, feel free to join Global Staff Room Sunday. It was something that I started during lockdown to help educators connect. Everyone's really friendly. And like I said before, whether you're part of Google or you're just a little bit curious, this is a good place to start. It takes place every Sunday and it is awesome. Connect as much as you can with other people around the world. Reach out to the people in this launch as well because they are awesome. Go ahead, learn, develop, grow, bring those experiences into your classroom. Thank you for tuning in. Over to you, Karen.
Well, thank you, Ivo. You know, I jumped on. I didn't want you to feel rushed, but I did jump on because I thought I really wanted to just add on to what you were saying and reiterate the importance of everything you said, especially about just taking that chance of logging in. I can't tell you how many times, like with your global staff room and even GEG events, on the buildup of doing this live event, I just sat and kind of watched them happen from afar for a while. And that's what I love so much about the PLNs with Twitter and Facebook and YouTube is that you're not committed to any sort of level of participation.
No.
You can click on and just watch. You can type in comments every now and then. I appreciate that I can comment a lot or I can decide not to comment. That just whatever your comfort level is, there's a place for you. And I do appreciate you allowing me on your show. I only had one little quick snippet, and that was my very first live appearance on YouTube. So I'm grateful for the shortened version in preparation for this one. So no, I agree. Eva, what are some of your favorite Twitter chats?
So there's a bunch of them really that I take part in over the week now. They're more slow chats.
For those that don't
So-
know, flow chats are where there's a series of prompts that are put out just throughout a day, and that just you get on and you answer the prompt. So actually, Ivo, maybe let's back up a little bit and explain sort of like how Twitter chats work. How would you explain that?
Okay, so Twitter chats work with a dedicated hashtag that someone will create, and that person is generally the host. So they will put it out, and generally Twitter chats take place every week. So it'll be the same hashtag. One of the big ones that I love is the crazy PLN chat that takes place from America, but obviously everyone can tune into it. And they generally last between half an hour or an hour, and they can be quite intense, but it gives you lots of opportunities to engage. You can also, similar to what you were saying, Karen, sit back and just listen and watch by following the hashtag, watch what other people are saying and just pick things up. You don't necessarily have to engage. And then you've got these other ones which are slower, a little bit like the Global Staff Room Sunday. There's no start and end. It just rolls, so you can participate and you can comment on other people's comments. It's a bit more casual. There's no time frame on it. Tiny Voice Tuesday Unites is on Tuesdays. There's the Thursday Kindness Ripple that Richard Simpson does. Chris Quinn does a Wednesday chat as well. So there's multiple ways of engaging. Don't feel that you have to engage straight away. It's a friendly place, and it's a great way to start your PLN journey to become globally connected.
Yes, I totally agree. I just shared onto the site a link there. If you go to this link, it actually takes you, and it's in the chat feed as well on YouTube, but it actually takes you to a list of the majority, I don't want to say every single one, but many education chats. And what I appreciate, you can see when they're there, you can add the calendar to your own, and then I just delete the ones I'm not interested in. But that was where I started to realize, from being in a Western state in the United States, how you could get on and just within moments connect with people globally. Yeah. And it's a shared experience. You realize how many things you struggle with that are struggled with everywhere, but also how much you realize the world is bigger than your own little neighborhood, your own little community, your own little
100%.
Right outside your door.
100%.
Yeah, and I teach middle school. I teach middle school English, and I love following these chats. I'll even tag on to some of the elementary schools, the primary, and then I just take those ideas and elevate, or I'll get on and follow some of the high school, and then I just take them down a few notches. But the inspiration of lessons and planning is just incredible. So
it is, but this is an example here, right? We met on Twitter. And then you spoke about the idea that you're going to be looking at coming to Dubai. Then it was, I'm coming to Dubai. And the next thing you know, we're catching up face to face. And we're on this launch. So that's the power of the PLN, right?
Definitely some amazing steps. And you just meet people that are inspirational. And you every now and then meet a few people that are a little crazy. Oh, there's one knocking at the door. Oh, look who decided to join us. Hello, good sir.
Assalamu alaikum, GEG+Dubai. Yes, it's me. It's the A, B, I, and the D. And I'm here, once again, launching another GEG, but this time in the UAE. What a year it was, certainly. And this is my last launch for 2020. But don't worry, I'll be back for much more fun as I see you all in 2021.
Oh, look what you did there. I see how you rhymed. That's not fair. I didn't have enough time.
I see what you did there as well.
That was just boom. That's how I roll. I must be butter because I am on a roll.
Stop it, Karen.
I
Stop it.
cannot. I am a combination of English teacher jokes and bad dad jokes. Like, I'm dinner and a show. You just get it all. I'm just saying.
Absolutely, and we love it. And all I've got to say is amazing launch for GEG Dubai. It's been so great to see how many launches, GEG launches we've had in 2020, and the inspiration has been absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to see where we go in 2021, and hopefully have some face-to-face meetups once again. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, remember the planning. Oh, Abid and I and Stephanie Rothstein and Stephanie, we had Leslie. We were going to meet in California for ISTE.
That was heartbreaking when ISTE got cancelled and that didn't happen. And I was so looking forward to that. But yeah, hopefully, what's it going to be next? San Antonio, Texas, 2021, maybe.
Yeah.
That'll become a reality. And
that's some cowboy country on there.
Well, you know, as much as we look back at 2020 and see like how much of how it's been such a hard year, and it has, and you know, we've everyone's gone through a very hard time. Everyone's a lot of people have lost people, and you know, it's just generally been an absolutely terrible year. But I look back at some of the things we've achieved online, especially with the launch of Global GEG, and I look back and I think that couldn't have happened if we weren't forced to all be in lockdown at home. And you know, I don't think I would have met half of the amazing people that I've been able to connect with online. Some of these people I speak to more every day than I do people that I did in real life, in person, because that's how our world has shifted. But it's shifted in such an amazing way, and we've inspired so many educators around the world. And what I keep on stressing is how awesome it is that ultimately the way we're doing things and all the different local and regional quirks that we have, ultimately what matters is it's the children that are the ones who benefit, and it's the children who are going to learn, and they're going to grow into some amazing citizens for as they reach out into a rich digital future. So I'm just really looking forward to the outcome of what happens, and that's not to say, you know, we don't want to go back to our in-person meetings and things like that, and you know, we're all looking forward to that. And I think this, if anything, this experience has made that potential meetup all the more better, because
I completely agree with you. I feel like the students are really looking towards us as teachers, and as what are we doing as learners? Are we stepping outside our comfort zone? And COVID and virtual learning definitely pushed us outside our trained behaviors. I mean, for the first time, we weren't trained how to do this necessarily in school. We have administrators that were never really in our shoes as having to teach 4, 5, 6 classes virtually. Like, because we were all in that, I feel like students were looking to see what's our adaptability, what's our flexibility, what's our open mindset for things. And I guess that's where really all of this Google stuff and GEG and you and the community comes in for me, because I know I could get on and ask any question, and that everybody's learning it, from the question of how do you make a copy of an assignment in classroom, that how do I AirPlay to my TV in my room, or it's exposed all of us as lifelong learners, and it's challenged all of us to accept that vulnerability to continue learning and to reach out and connect with people that we might not have otherwise.
And I think that's a perfect example and segue as to where Global GEG comes in, because you know, as soon as we went into lockdown back in March, a lot of us were at home, and we were helping our educators in our schools to get logged in with G Suite for Education and to get them into using Google Classroom. And then I connected with Stephanie Rustine, Stephanie Howell, and Bonnie Schlett, and Leslie and Luis, the other founders. And we all said, we're all doing the same. How do you use Classroom? How do you use Google Drive? How do you use this? How do you use that? We're all doing it the same thing, but we're doing it for our regional communities. But essentially, we're all using the same platform. So why don't we just do this globally? Why don't we have a global GEG? And then I remember we were doing the events, but we were putting posters out, and then we'd have like the entire bottom row of the poster would be taken up by loads and loads of GEG logos, and it's like, and then someone else would come like, oh, could you put my GEG? Yeah, that's great. And then suddenly it's like half the poster is like full of, like, this is getting ridiculous now. Why don't we just call it global GEG? And then it just exploded, and it's global educators from all around the world, and they're doing such inspirational things. Just this week, we've got the Beginner's Guide for G Suite, which is we've got a session going on right this minute, actually. But it's just educators showing staff and not just teachers, but the people who are usually behind the scenes, who sometimes get left out of training opportunities on how you can improve your productivity with G Suite, and real beginner's guide and stuff. And I would really, really say, follow us on Twitter, check out the Global GEG website, and just get connected and get inspired, because it is such an amazing community, and you will learn so much, and feel free to connect. We're looking for people all around the world to come and do more events with us and present with us. And what you said earlier on in the session about the PLN, it's an amazing community, and truly it's been made to feel like a family, and that growth and support and friendship that has come out of Global GEGs is absolutely amazing.
I completely agree, and I couldn't emphasize all of that anymore. I only taught in Idaho all the way up until 2018, when I uprooted my entire family and we moved to Singapore for 2 years, having never even been to Asia. And that was a pretty scary thing. But the fact that I still had the beginning of a global Google community, and I had the PLN, I was never alone. Like, I knew I was taking my community of learners with me, my community of teachers, and going off. And then, people that haven't done international job fairs, they're crazy. You are going around and marketing yourself, and here's what I can bring. And I again appreciated the fact that no matter where in the world I ended up, that this global group was still going to be a part of my background. So what I really appreciate is that it's completely transferable. It goes with you wherever you are. It's always available to reach out and tap someone on the shoulder and get help. I appreciate what Abid and I talked about, the benefits of GEG Global, but also how it is kind of nice to feel like you have somebody within the vicinity, within the region that you can reach out to. And I know that having a quick coffee with Murtaza and Evo the other day really made me feel more part of the Dubai community and the community of educators of where I live. So on that note, both it being a global enterprise and a local chapter and community, we would like to make sure that we welcome you to participate and come be part of that. So if you feel like this is something you would like to have a more active role in, I consider if you've been on here, you've already joined, you're already part of our family one way or the other. If you are just watching, if you're leaving comments, whatnot. But if you would like to have a more active role, if you would like to facilitate some events, if you'd like to help us out with social media and contacting people and working and networking, please go to this link. We'll get it to drop in the chat here in just a moment, where if you are a teacher in or near Dubai and you want to be part of our team, you can reach out to us on this interest form. We'll get that going here in just a moment. You can find us, well, I'll do it this way first. Coming up, we started to come up with a whole bunch of ideas, but we backed off. We want to hear from you. What do you want? I mean, I can come up with ideas all day of what I think we should do, but that's because I'm a firstborn and an Aries, and yes, tragically at this day and age, a Karen, not all Karen, but named Karen. It's a whole thing. I'm moving away. Anyways, what I'm getting at is we want to hear from you. We're not here with our own agenda. We're here to find out what you would be interested in, and then not how we can give it to you, but how can we facilitate it? How can we network with you? How can we build this community? So any ideas that you would like to throw out there, suggestion, topics you'd like more information about, please reach out on our various social media platforms. Pretty much the @GEG+Dubai will connect you on Twitter, Insta, YouTube, Facebook, Google Groups. One of the really important things I think that came up, Murtaza, are you still available? It looks like Evo may have had to go, but I'm gonna toss Georgina back on. And Murtaza, are you here that I can toss you back on? Maybe not. Okay.
I love that I got tossed.
You did. You did. Like a salad. You're tossed. Woo! So I do have to say, Georgina, we had a little brainstorming session with Evo and Murtaza, and over again came up this idea of what the culture is of Dubai and how we could implement that into this group. Do you remember that conversation?
It was so much fun. And having had visited Dubai, I don't know, a handful of times over the last years, I just can't tell you how incredible it is to have such an international community collaborating. Like everywhere you look, there's people from every continent in the city. It's just really, really powerful. And I'm so excited for you guys. And after listening to everybody speak, there's just so much googly goodness in this community already. So if you have not already clicked subscribe, go below, click subscribe, click the notifications, turn them on, and submit your form to join this team, because I can't wait for the next event.
Thank you so much. Murtaza, what do you think? Did we seem to capture that essence of Dubai?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to find out that Dubai has more than 66 different curriculums. That's the amount of expats population which live here. I think that's the biggest across the whole world. We have people from and educators from each and every field of life living here. So what we want GEG Dubai is a bunch of educators across platforms trying to share ideas, how they're using Google tools, and just creating this PNL network to help each other grow.
Yes, very much so. I also want to point out that in trying to come up with sort of a tagline, one of the things we kept circling back to was the idea that Dubai is filled with many cultures, and we also are Google based, but the idea that there's many modalities, many ways to connect with learners, and it's always got to come back to the learner over the tech or the tool. It's got to be about the kids. And what I really appreciate about Google as a community is that if I use other products or software and come and say, hey, what about adding these features to what you've got? I love that little feedback button on like all of the Google screens where you can message and actually goes to a real person of like, oh, I really liked this feature and this other product. What do you think about adding it? And I feel that Google, the innovation mindset, is always open to these new ideas. So we never really shut the door on, oh, well, if you use Apple or use Microsoft in your school, that's fine. That's great. Like, let's figure out how to integrate. Let's work together. And I feel like that mindset represents the cultural mindset of Dubai. Nothing's at odds. Nothing's warring. Nothing's, at each other. It's how can we learn and grow and share with each other. So on that note, GEG Dubai, we are many cultures, many modalities, but we have one purpose: to connect and inspire. And on that, I would like to just welcome back everybody that we've had and say thank you so much to all of these people that gave up their day and their time to join us. And thank you guys. Woo! GEG, Dubai. Oh, we should have done a cheer. Dubai on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Dubai.
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 Sorry.
Dubai.